Whichever way you want to mix it up.
Yeah, Doc, I might make you my cousin. We'll talk about that later.
About 5 o'clock.
It's time now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, hey, dog. Stacey Walker, what's going
I
on?
forgot to tell you that. Man.
Sonara Thomas White, what's happening?
No, that's not okay.
Just saying. Yeah.
Oh, it's already on you, too.
Andrew Brown, hey, do me a favor, everybody. I need you to tag somebody, share once we get started, because this is going on the podcast and I'm doing a radio feed. Once we get started, I won't be able to call your names. So I need you to invite somebody, share. Everybody invite somebody, share. Rising Clock Jones, rah, what it is.
All right, thank you so much.
Michelle Miller, what's up? Rhonda Oliver, what's going on? Everybody, tag somebody, share. Tag somebody, share. Hope Jordan, you know Hope? No, I don't. Hope is a nice lady. She is a nice lady. Cassandra William Davies, as usual, you're not at work, but Melvin let us in. Tag somebody, share. Everybody, tag somebody, share. Tia Roberts, good morning. We're at about 39. Joanne, what up, sis? We need to talk. I got a job for you. I think you'll be great for it. Sylvia Youngblood, good morning. Michelle from Ohio. Thank you for joining in. That's what's up from Ohio. How's everything going there? Vonda Taylor, good morning. Cassandra, don't do that. That's Melvin's wife. So they own the business together. Melvin, I just told Cassandra just signed on.
Yes, sir.
I just told her we're at a Taste of Miami, and as usual, she's not at work. Buffy, you know, y'all only need real names. I'm gonna call you with the name I grew up with. Anissa Brisbane. Your name ain't Anissa. Your name is Buffy. Do me a favor, everybody. Tag somebody, and I need you to share this to your page. Again, once we get started, I won't be able to give shout outs because this is going to my podcast and it's going to a radio feed. So once we get in it, I won't be calling names, but I know you're there. Loretta Missett, what's going on? Dana Michelle, Monique Ross. That's the homie. Monique Ross, that's my girl, boy. I got some pictures I'm getting ready to post to Facebook with me and Monique. Yeah, okay, I ain't gonna do that. Danielle Dickinson, what's up, my niece? Dana Johnson, Ohio, working.
Flatten the curve. So you heard about that, right?
No. Mike Holloway, what up? What's going on with that?
So they're saying, when something starts and then when it peaks, they're trying to avoid having that peak, so they flatten the curve, that bell curve, so we don't have like a worst case scenario. So that's why they're saying that social distancing and paying attention to stuff like that. So flattening the curve.
Sharice Aiken, Tamika Mixon. Help me out. Don't make me work hard, people. Will you all share this on your page? Let me know after you share it, okay? I'm gonna give you about 2 more minutes. Natalie Clark. What's up, Natalie?
Just protecting your name,
Yeah. You all share this to your page. I sent this flyer to a few friends of mine this morning, and they did not share. So if anybody see Dwight Brisbane, just let him know. I got him on the next go round. Hey, Cassandra Threes Thomas, thanks for sharing. Danilyn Dickinson, thank you for sharing, baby. Loretta Herrera Mincy, thank you for sharing. Natalie Clark, what's going on today? Huh? How you doing, Nat? Loretta Herrera Mincy, thank you for sharing. We're going to start the conversation piece in one more minute. Sarisa Jackson, Fenwick, welcome. Cassandra Williams Davies, thank you for sharing. Since you're not at work, that's the least you can do.
Kill him.
I don't know if you all, anybody have seen Dwight Brisbane. I saw him this morning. He was leaving the barbershop. Dwight has that Alvin Brown cut. Jessica Fountain, good morning. I need everybody. Rhonda Oliver, thank you for sharing. Shaquita, good morning to you. Buckles, share this for me, please. Everybody share this for me. Not only do I need you to share it, I need you to tag somebody, let them know that we are on. We've got Dr. Albert Chester with us.
Good morning, good morning.
My soon-to-be cousin. Karen Myers, good morning. You got to walk in faith in order to see the kingdom of God. Karen Myers, good morning. Jessica Red Bottom, Louis Vuitton. Good to see you, Jessica. Good morning. We'll start in 30 seconds. Everybody invite somebody, share, swipe, and invite. Tawana Edwards, good morning. Cassandra Williams Davis, I'm babysitting Melvin Davis' children. He's got about 20 around here. Erica Walker, good morning. June, what up, boy? Mama Cole, good morning to you. I missed somebody. Tawana Edwards, good morning. But if it say stop, that's my little brother. She defended her little brother. So, first of all, shout out to A Taste of Miami for allowing us to use the facilities to do the interview here. One of the reasons I wanted to do it from here because I'm hungry and they make good food. That's first and foremost. Second reason I wanted to do it from here, you've been hearing me talk the last 2 days. Sharice Nicole, Congressman, talking.
Yeah, hello, hey there, Sharice, Dr. Sharice.
But you've been hearing me talk the last couple of days about CMOS, building your immune system with the CMOS mixed with soursop. Melvin, what else? Bladderrock. So it's the CMOS, Bladderrock, soursop, dandelion tea, burdock root. So with all of those things mixed in their CMOS, it has all 123 minerals that the body produces naturally. All right? So when you take those minerals and put them inside of your body, it not only fights sickness and disease, it also helps build your immune system. In addition to that, everything that is irregular in your body, it corrects because it chases the mucus from out of your body. So I'm not a medical expert, but I have an expert here, and I'm gonna let him do his thing, do his job. Garrett Jordan, what up, bro? Tanya Houston, hey. We've got the man himself, Dr. Albert Chester. What up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Glad to be here. Glad to keep sharing the knowledge and making sure these people are prepared and ready to go to war, man, because this virus ain't playing. I mean, it's coming after us at point blank range, and we got to be ready for it.
Good.
And just like you were mentioning, the different, the burdock root and the soursop and all that stuff, that's great. And I guess what troubles me is that, you have leaders getting on TV, you got different people, experts getting on TV, and they're telling you.
Paula White got on TV and asked for 91,000 people to give $91 in memory to Psalms 91. But go ahead, that's would do that different.
I might need to try that. People give $1, but anyhow.
Y'all better not see y'all money to Paula White. Go ahead.
Oh man, but I was gonna say, they're not really focusing on building that immune system, and that's what we got to do. Because right now you're saying you have no vaccine, you have no other way to treat it. So outside of what we're used to of having a vaccination or antibiotic or antiviral, if we can't treat it, what do we do? So we have to prepare for it. You got to fortify yourself. So I've been talking the past couple of days about the different vitamins that help build the immune system: vitamin A, vitamin B6, C, D3, E. Getting that zinc, because that's really good, like with Zicam. Also magnesium. And just giving the people in doses, because we're getting so much and it's coming at you so fast. You want to let them digest it so they can take it all in. I went to the store yesterday. All the vitamins were cleared off. My usual store. So I mean, people are buying them. People are buying.
Well, that just started because 3 days ago, the only thing that was missing in the grocery stores was the meat and toilet tissue. And I'm like, why y'all buying all this tissue?
I still didn't figure that one out.
So let me ask you something. I got a couple of questions I want to ask. Is it true that hospitals, if you get the virus and you go to the hospital, they're not treating you, they're sending you away?
No, not from what I know. I have a couple former students that are at St. Vincent's, a couple friends at Memorial, and they're not turning people away.
They are not.
But what they are doing is they're not letting visitors go past that visitor area. They are, creating like a barricade right there. So if you're going to visit somebody, you're not going to be able to see them. So they are blocking that piece.
So no visitors. Rick Wofford, that's my bro in ATL. Let me say this. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to take a I need to take a deviation just for a second. Rick Wofford, bro, I was not saying that LeBron was better than Jordan. They're two great players, two great caliber players, but Jordan is still the GOAT. For this generation, LeBron is the GOAT because most of the people in this generation haven't seen Jordan play. They know him as the shoe expert, not as the player. So I'm sorry.
That's a great debate too. Always.
It is, man. But I don't think he's better than Jordan. Just Jordan would. So LeBron will cut your head off.
Right.
He's disrespectful the way he plays. He's big. He's got the build. He'll cut your head off. Right. Jordan will eat your heart out.
Right.
It's a difference between the two.
Yeah, definitely. Not to get off the topic too much, but it's like LeBron just so physically gifted. It's difficult to call him the greatest because he just overpowers. I mean,
he's a grown man.
Yeah, just
he's a
natural ability.
grown man.
Somebody like Jordan, you can almost relate to. A little bit more. I mean, he does have the size, but he's not too big. You know what I mean? He
worked. That's exactly right.
Really worked. And
it was his heart that won them championships. Yeah. So anyway, it's not true. The truth is, you will be able to still go to the doctor if you get it. But if you have a loved one that is in the hospital, they are not going to allow you in to see your loved one.
Yeah, and I've heard some heartbreaking stories behind that, man. When you have kids that have certain, diseases that they're in the hospital, a lot of times these parents can't get to them.
Wow.
That's tough. Tough.
Wow. So let me ask you this about, first of all, tell us, what is this virus? Coronavirus.
And that's kind of like the $1 million question, because if we knew, they wouldn't be so scared. But
so you're telling me they don't really know what it is? They labeled it.
They labeled it the coronavirus, and this is a different strain because you look at your old Lysol bottles, you actually can see coronavirus on there.
Right.
But it presents as flu-like symptoms, almost like pneumonia. But I mean, as far as they can tell us how to get a grasp on it, they can't really explain that too tough yet. But it seems to be almost an intelligent virus to the fact that it can get in your system, attach to your lungs, and then replicate really fast. Really fast. So that's why it's important for people who have lung disease, like emphysema, asthma, to really be on the lookout. Also, people who are on dialysis, because they're around so many folks, people who have naturally suppressed immune systems, or taking medication to suppress their immune system. So, grandma got rheumatoid arthritis, she takes some medication to lower that immune system to decrease the symptoms of her rheumatoid arthritis, but it makes her more susceptible to get an infection. For somebody like my mom, she takes something to decrease her immune system because she has an autoimmune disease. Okay. And
explain what that is.
So autoimmune disease, just really quick, is pretty much when the body attacks itself. And you have, it breaks you down. So what you have to do is attack the immune system to lower it so you can function normally. But in turn, what that does is they make you more susceptible to tuberculosis, to meningitis, to the coronavirus, to the flu, all those different things like that. So you you want those people to be really, really careful. And if you're around them, you got to be even more careful.
So they don't pick up what you have, and you don't pick up.
Right. Because you're actually more a threat to them than they are, they are to you. Because you and I could probably handle it.
Right.
But with no medication out, it's big just to fortify yourself as much as possible. Along with the vitamins, I'm going to do another live and talk about, the cheese, the garlic. That's very good for your immune system.
Talk to us about that.
Garlic,
garlic, ginger. Yeah.
Yeah, ginseng, even green tea, ginkgo, echinacea, elderberry. All those are really, really good. And you want to, stock them with the alkaline water too. You talked about that mucus base.
Yeah,
alkaline
man.
drives away that mucus. So you definitely just want to do your best to make yourself as safe as possible, and fortify yourself. That's the best advice. I mean, that was the best advice during flu season, during cold season, all that stuff. So definitely want to do that.
I want to order my food too when you get a chance. So one of the ways that, for those of you, I don't know whether you all know this or not, and you can help me with this, Doc, but we're not supposed to drink distilled water. We're not supposed to drink purified water.
Right.
We're supposed to drink spring water and alkaline water.
Mm-hmm.
Alkaline water helps your pH balance.
Right.
Right?
Because it's higher in pH.
Because it's high in pH, but you don't want to drink too much.
Right. Well, too much of anything is not good, but most of the time we're not getting the right amount of water we need anyway. So, I mean, I would always suggest, I take about, probably about 4 bottles a day of spring water.
Okay.
Of alkaline water, just to regular.
You balance it out.
Yeah, you definitely want to balance, because that's going to keep you flush and keep everything where it needs to be.
And you can make your own alkaline water if you take a cucumber, a lemon, a lime, squeeze it, put it in there, leave it for 15 minutes. It turns into alkaline water. For those of you who maybe you don't have it, but you want spring water and you want to drink as much as possible, you're supposed to drink whatever your body weight, that's how many ounces you're supposed to. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
I told you I got the expert here, but I do read.
But he's spitting stuff.
You're supposed to drink the ounces based on your weight. The other thing is, for those of you that are eating, especially in this time, you're supposed to eat according to your blood type. You need to know what your blood type is. Get on Google. You're home for a reason. While you're home 2 weeks, you need to be studying. Stay away from dairy products if you can. Right now, stay away. It builds mucus in the body. Stay away from beef, pork. Beef helps build mucus in the body, but what pork does, it slows the digestive system down. It also raises your blood pressure. These are the things. I'm not telling you you can't ever eat it again, but when the body is up under attack, we need to stay away from anything that's going to slow it down and then make us more susceptible to catching sickness and disease.
Right.
Talk some more about that.
I mean, absolutely. Well, you pretty much you laid it out of me. I come out of me.
That's why I come to a Taste of Miami. They have one of the largest and best vegan menus.
Yes, they do.
And they cook with all natural oils, and it's seasoned real good.
Yeah.
So you want to stay away from anything that's going to slow down or break down the immune system.
Absolutely.
Dairy products,
Because of that mucus.
because of the mucus.
Again, creating that mucus. And you want to stay away from that as much as you can. We get preaching of vitamin D. Well, take the supplement. Take the vitamin D supplement. What I found interesting is that the meat that we eat, they're vegans. So we're getting protein from meat, but they're getting it from grains.
So in other words,
we can get it.
Let's break that down for the people. The cows that we're eating don't eat meat.
Right.
They're vegetarians, basically.
Right. So I mean, it's really no reason that we have to have meat in our diet.
Here's the other thing. This is off the topic on the subject. Did you not know a cow stops giving their calf milk after 2 months?
Yeah.
But y'all drink milk the rest of your life? So the American system is built off capitalism, and it's not about what's good for you, it's about what sells. So if it sells, they're going to push it. Even if what they're pushing is killing you, they're still going to push it because it sells.
Right. And I mean, even being a pharmacist, I understand that even the medication we take is poisonous. That's why you need a pharmacist. That's why you have to have a prescription. There's so many parts per billion that's actually poisonous. Because when you pick up a medication, it has more side effects than more good parts about it. You know, and that's not necessarily trying to knock my industry.
No, I got you.
But
So you're resolving one issue, but you're creating others.
exactly. So you're taking a pill for a pill, and then you'll take another pill for that pill. You know what I mean? So I always try to stress that food is the first medicine. If we can get a grip on our diet and be disciplined in that, you see a lot better outcomes. A lot better outcomes.
The other thing that I want to kind of put out there is, in this time, you want to stay away from, as much as possible, shellfish, because they raise your cholesterol.
You know, that's gonna be tough in Jacksonville. You know,
I know y'all want y'all crabs, and you want your shrimp, and you want your lobster. I'm just saying, when we're in a crisis, we have to do everything differently, because you don't want anything that is going to slow your natural track of healing. The body is set up to heal itself.
right.
But then there are certain foods that we can eat that contributes to the body's wealth to help fight sickness and disease.
Absolutely.
Raw vegetables are really good.
Make sure you wash them off. Definitely
Wash them off.
Yeah, definitely want to wash them.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and confess, because I don't want people to think that I'm doing everything right.
Right.
I'm going to eat me some fried fish today.
Mhm.
But when I eat my fried fish, I pray over it to the glory. Have you had their catfish bites here?
I have.
Oh boy!
Right, you know, I'm
Listen,
gonna give me some too.
some of them grilled wings.
Say
Now,
it.
if you're gonna eat food, grilling really is the best way,
Yeah.
because it burns up a lot of fat and it drains the grease that is naturally built inside
But you
of it.
keep the nutrients.
You keep the nutrients. So, Taste of Miami, they grill their chicken around here.
And you know, just when you're in a pandemic like this, and I'm glad we did get to come to this restaurant, because that's what I think about too as a small business owner. Because now you're looking at a place during lunchtime, it's usually pretty thick, but now you got a lot of people scared not coming out, and that affects their business too.
It does.
And it's not to say that you should not stay in the house, but we still got to think about our small business owners.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because this is
Yeah.
a tough time for anybody who
Yeah.
is small business owners. So get out and still support your small businesses when you get
Yeah.
an opportunity to, man. Because this is a quality restaurant.
Stay away from JC Crab. Stay away. Listen, black people, they don't like y'all. They said they don't like y'all. They made it public. They don't like. Stop giving them your money. Now, if you gotta have crabs, shrimp, crab legs, A Taste of Miami will hook you up. They got it all here. They do seafood, vegan, oxtails. You can still get burgers. Some of y'all that eat wieners, hot dogs.
Is it ballparks?
Whatever you like. A Taste of Miami, have it. I wanna hit sea moss. I've been encouraging people to take sea moss. A Taste of Miami, they have the sea moss with sour sop. Help me out, Melvin, with the
Sour sop, dandelion root,
dandelion root, burdock root,
Burdock is really good, yeah.
and
bladder
bladderwrack. Now, see, I don't know what all that stuff do, but I know all of it's help.
And when we talk about medication versus natural supplements and natural things like that, side effects don't have
No side effects.
No real side effects. I mean, you're getting back to that natural state where your body needs to be. Some people, and I was studying Dr. Sebi before.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunate, passing. I was just kind of getting into it.
I think the government killed him, but go ahead.
Listen to them. Yeah, I can't, certain stuff.
I'll say it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can, but Terrence words alone. It does not represent
Nothing. I stand alone. Me and Jesus in this. Go ahead.
Oh man, but yeah, he had some great teachings, and I'm sure he had some books or something that I haven't jumped on.
There are a lot of YouTube videos too.
But during this time, take it and get smart on that stuff. You know what I mean? Because when you look at our body, a lot of times our bodies are so out of whack now. You know what I mean? We really are not built to carry so much weight. And I read something else that I thought was interesting, that obese people are actually starving.
Oh, really?
He said obese people are actually starving because their body is lacking the nutrients, is lacking the quality of food, so that's why they're constantly in search and in pursuit of food. And the stuff that they're eating is so bad, that's what makes them tired and sluggish and sleepy.
Wow.
But if you think about it, like after you eat here, I can go work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not feeling heavy.
Right.
But if you go to, you know, shoot, not through
Like
grandma under the
Bono's,
bus. You know, I go to grandma's house. You gotta eat and slide down and go to sleep.
Yeah,
You know?
the itis gonna hit you.
But just something to, you know, just something to think about. Just something to think about.
I appreciate the fact that you brought up Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was a holistic doctor who really believed and knows his teaching aligns. For those of you that are Bible, his teachings aligns with Scripture. I studied the Egyptians.
Okay.
The Egyptians were extremely brilliant, smart. They also believe that healing was in your mind, but in order to extend the mind to the point of healing, where it begins to correct the body, there were certain nutrients and things you had to have in your body. One of the problems that I have with the Christian faith is that we teach, preach faith, prayer, read your Bible, as if it's the antidote for everything. But we're co-laborers together with God, meaning after you pray, after you read your Bible, after you anoint yourself, your body still has to have the correct nutrients. So prayer, faith, the Word of God does not give you what sea moss does. It spiritually anchors you, but you have to take natural things that help the body and pray.
Right, because all that is of God.
It's of God. God put it in the earth.
All of that is of God. And just to echo what you said, man, I love that. I understand that. I receive that. And I hope everybody out there, you know, receive that as well, because it's so important.
It is. So you.
Important. But I was going to say the interesting piece when you say the mind. So when you read these medical journals, there's always a control group and there's always an experimental group. So the experimental group is actually getting the drug. The control group is usually getting like a sugar pill. But you can have people on sugar pills and their blood pressure drop because they think they're taking it. I remember in school I read a story. There was a young lady who wanted to be pregnant so bad. Her mind told her she was pregnant to the point where she started lactating, her stomach grew, she stopped having a cycle, but she was not pregnant. That's how strong the mind is. That's how strong the mind is.
I wish. I think you and I think we need to write a book on the mind. And maybe pull a couple other people in, because people don't understand that whatever your mind produces will manifest.
Absolutely, and that's the part that really, you know, pushed me to do what I'm doing now, is that you can't unsee what you see, you can't unhear what you hear, and it's like in some of these areas they wonder why crime is bad, health is bad, because what they're receiving visually, what they're hearing, you know, on TV about how bad it is, but you know, you have to try to change that narrative, and if you see things differently, you react to things differently. One quote that I said that I live by that really changed my life: if you change the way you look at things, things you look at will change. That changed my mind.
That's good, man. Say that again.
You change the way you look at things, things you look at will change.
That's good.
That really just, whenever I see anything, that's my thought. You know what I mean? So when I see a young man doing something or a young lady doing something, I see what they could be versus being mad at them for what they're doing. You know what I mean? That's my frustration. And that's when I see, you know, dilapidated buildings or neighborhoods that's beat down. You know, that rings, that resonates in my mind. Like, we have to change when we look at that stuff, because there's so much potential in everybody. And you speak about God, like when you know God for yourself, you understand that the Holy Spirit and God is in you. And if I know that, He's also in you. He's also in you. He's also in you. He's also in all of us.
You believe He in everybody?
I really do.
So I
can't help it. I mean, I'm not gonna say I like everybody.
I believe we all have a measure of God. I believe to the degree of our yielding, that determines the measure that He manifests.
I can agree with that.
But you can't be created from God, have His DNA, and then turn around and be abstract of God. So I agree with you on that. I want to say this. I want to clear up something I just said, and I want to go back to the mind. I said to you all that prayer and all that stuff is not going to fix your body, and that I want to clear that up. So you can pray and get a miracle and God supernaturally replenishes the body with everything that it needs. Well, a miracle is not something that we qualify for. It's something that God does by his own will, all right? Then you can pray and believe and have faith, and that faith be so strong in a thing that it will manifest, because faith is not good, bad. It's not Christian, unchristian. It's not agnostic. Faith is not Catholic. It's not Baptist. Faith is a principle that when it is exercised by whoever, whenever, it will manifest. But when it comes to the mind, when it comes to how the mind works, what feeds our mind and dictate how we think has everything to do with how we eat. There are a lot of people that they're clustered in terms of their thought process. There's no clarity. The judgment is cloudy, and as a result of clouded judgment, certain decisions are made. But the reason that judgment is cloudy is you eat too many fried foods.
Hey,
Your cholesterol is high.
And that's messing with the blood flow, that's messing with a whole lot of things. One of the issues, and one of the, she would say it's a joke, one thing I used to always say is you can't do calculus on honey buns.
Say it again. You can't do
calculus and geometry on honey buns. That's just not going to work.
That's real.
You know, and just like you said, all that stuff, everything is tied into that, man. That's your fuel, that's what keeps you going, that's what will slow you down, that's what will completely shut this thing down for you. If you don't take heed and eat and live how you're supposed to. So, yeah, just echo me. You preach.
So what should we be doing as it relates to social distance? If we're staying in our house, what are some of the things that we should be doing, practical things? And I'll give you an example. This morning, I bought 10 bottles of bleach. I know y'all got Lysol and you panicking because they done ran out of hand sanitizer. Put bleach on. Bleach will kill anything. It will also fade your carpet and your furniture. It'll fade your clothes too. But what I did this morning is just as what I would normally do is probably once, twice a week, I wipe cabinets down, everything, door handles. I do that once or twice a week anyway. But because of the virus, I'm doing it now twice a day.
Right.
Especially if, you know, my kids, I don't care if they're my kids. They can come and go as they please. But if there's traffic in and out of your house, right, you want to double up on these things. What are some other things that we could do?
And I was going to say, even limit the traffic in your house. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would do that because, I mean, as nice as it's been outside, ironically, I mean, you can actually go outside a little bit. You know what I mean? Go outside, but just still keep that social distancing. But just like you say, wiping things down a little bit more than usual. At least once a day, I would say. We talk about washing hands so much and not touching your face, but you got to think about your clothes too.
That's good, man.
So if you're,
good.
You know, when you come in, you don't want to. You know, you might have it on your pants, on your shirt. You sit on your couch, and now, you know, now it's on your couch. So as soon as I get home, I mean, we're jumping in the shower, putting that stuff in the dirty clothes, and on washing it. Something I don't think they really talk about too much, but that's major, you know, because hands is a small part, but if you're bumping up against things, and like I'm sitting against this wall or whatever, you still want to do it. So
that's huge.
I would say that for sure.
That is huge. In other words, so the virus can get in your clothes.
Yes, and it's living on surfaces, and like I said, I was encouraging people who have high traffic areas. If it's your kitchen counter, if it's you work at the post office or you work at the bank, you sit down, and people doing that, wipe that stuff down. The teller at the bank, all that stuff. Anywhere there's traffic, you want to keep in. What I thought was interesting was they said don't just spray it and wipe. Spray it, let it sit.
Yeah.
Because when you wipe, you're gonna miss something. You know what I mean? But spray it, let it sit, and kind of drain off. It's something to know.
So one of the things that I did, I have a empty spray bottle. I filled it a quarter with bleach, and put the rest water, and just sprayed everything down. Left it, didn't wipe it off, and I do that twice a day.
So you like the bleach? I prefer alcohol.
You're probably, I mean, but you're the expert, so.
I'm an alcohol guy. At least 70%. Like I have a 91% that we use at the house. So that's what we've really been
alcohol.
Been using too. So
Yeah, you can kill yourself with the fumes and stuff. That
That's
bleach
porous
wrong.
to the lungs. You just gave all that good information. You breathe out.
That's
that
right.
Bleach in,
That's
and now
good.
you.
That's good. No, that's good. Now, I'll tell you what I've been doing too, but I do this anyway. When I run my dishwater, I put a cap of bleach in it or peroxide.
Okay.
I do use a lot of peroxide.
All right.
I didn't start the heavy bleach epidemic until this Corona came out.
Y'all scared me with that bleach. My wife do it. My mama do it.
It's
my grandma
old school,
do it,
man. It's old school. We didn't have all that fancy stuff that we have now. We didn't know about alcohol. We know.
Just don't put no bleach in your bath water, man. You ain't gotta put no bleach in
My
it.
grandfather did. My mom did. There were different funguses that was on our body as kids.
Uh-huh.
My mom would drop a couple of caps of bleach in the water and make us sit in it, and it would kill that fungus too. You know,
There's other ways to do it, man. Other than
well, see, you're the expert. We didn't grow up with the information, you know what I mean?
Man.
But I like that.
Yeah.
What are some other things we can do?
A couple other things. I mean, that pretty much sums it all up, man. And just stay close to the television and just watch. And watch what's going on in the news. You know, we get different directives when we're seeing it. It's spreading here or spreading there. But what I would say though, and it's just not because I'm a pharmacist, but a lot of times as pharmacists we're kind of taken for granted. Because anytime you can get some information for free, it doesn't seem like the value is really there. Because think about it, when you go see your doctor, a lot of times you only see the nurse practitioner, which she is still very knowledgeable, but I had a doctor for 5 years, I never saw him. Always saw his assistant or a nurse practitioner or somebody, but I didn't go to the doctor a lot. But they say the average person may go to the doctor maybe 4 times a year. But you see your pharmacist all the time. You go, you run to CVS, run to Walgreens, run to Walmart, pick something up. You know, use that pharmacist because we do have the knowledge and can tell you some things that you may not think about. And you get it for free. You know what I mean? So when in doubt, you know, call a pharmacist. Always, you know, put my email up or a way they can get in contact with me because I mean that's what we're here for. And, you know, I mean everybody in healthcare has their lane. You know, you have doctors, you have nurses, and you have pharmacists. A lot of times you forget about it, but we actually took more pharmacology and have more, knowledge about medication than your prescribers. So a lot of times the prescribers will even reach out to us. You know, so don't take us for
good,
granted.
man. That's good.
And in a time like this, you think about if we had more autonomy to where, because people are still going to be needing their blood pressure medication, their cholesterol, their insulin, all that stuff. And when you have these doctors inundated with so many patients because of this corona scare, it's taking forever to get refills.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we had some legislation passed a couple weeks ago that would allow some autonomy for pharmacists to be able to help people. But yeah, that maybe this will expand the role of pharmacists. Because I think we're underutilized and kind of like, not taking, almost kind of taking for granted.
Right.
We should, in a time like this when everybody's flooding and healthcare is number one, everybody's scared, we definitely need to use our pharmacists.
Don't give it to them. You ever meet people that just always busy, they don't have time for love now, but because they got so much. You're supposed to be hanging with the bros today.
I gotta pick his dad up, man.
Pick who's dad up?
Great. You know his mom passed away.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm gonna pick his dad
Oh,
up.
okay. Well, that's a good friend. I appreciate you, man. You need to lose weight, bro. When last time you see your toes? You got your little flip flops on and you can't even see your toes.
So they ranking now, man.
I was
You want to come say hey to the people?
No.
Yes, sir.
I was 332 pounds, man. I'm 278, man. Listen.
Mel was gonna tell you that because you just bought that lemonade. Oh, you look good. The first thing come out of Mel, you look good, man. You look good. Hey, you do look good, but that haircut look like Albert Brown.
You can't do nothing with it, man.
I shouldn't do Dr. Chester like that, but y'all know we got jokes for days. But anyway,
But you are right about that. Come on.
yeah, you need
It'll
to find
grow
a
back,
ball.
man.
It will grow back, but
Which
you
one
do
need?
look a mess.
Get the ball in.
Hey, yeah, get your ball ready.
You bring Melvin on there, man. Let him say hello to the people.
No, I want Melvin to come on because I want you to talk about that CMOS
Yeah.
stuff because he's got the breakdown of the way Cassandra did it yesterday?
Okay.
Or is she the only one knowledgeable?
She got the breakdown. I can give you the breakdown.
Man,
I didn't say it.
Everybody know their lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But again, you know, right now we just can't stress enough to fortify and strengthen that immune system as much as possible.
Yeah,
We cannot say that enough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, right now, I mean, I don't want to scare people, but that's kind of like your only hope. If you can't
Yeah.
really treat it, because if you were to get it, you just kind of got to ride the wave.
Because there's not a medicine or a prescription
Not
that
Not yet. A guy on CNN said he was given Tamiflu, which is usually given when you have a flu, and it did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. So we treat the symptoms, try to minimize those if you are diagnosed as much as possible, but just to be on the, be preventive, be on top of stuff, fortify yourself, make build that immune system. Cannot stress that enough.
So go back to, I'm gonna say this and then we'll be done, but go back to the G's that you were talking about, some natural remedies that we can use to
Okay.
fortify the body and the immune system.
Yeah. So my thing today is gonna be get G'd up.
Get G'd up. I
G'd
like
up.
it.
So we got garlic, you got ginger.
Now what does garlic do?
Garlic, all these are going to help build the immune system.
Gotcha.
All these are going
Gotcha.
to directly and strengthen that immune system. So
Okay.
garlic for sure, ginger,
Okay.
ginseng. A lot of people take that for energy, but that also
Right.
helps build that immune system, strengthen that immune system. So you got ginseng, you have ginkgo, so those G's, and then green tea. Green tea is always good, always good. Those
Good.
5. A couple other ones. I guess other superlatives or whatever you would call it, echinacea and elderberry. So those, you got those 7.
So, and to add to that, the sea moss. Melvin, give me the. So let me say this because I want to say it to you all again. In anything, the thing that is to be questioned is authenticity. Is it pure? So there are a lot of people talking about sea moss. There are a lot of people selling sea moss. You want to be careful where you get this stuff from, primarily because you don't know what you're getting. One of the reasons I've been promoting A Taste of Miami,
You know where they get it.
I know where they're getting it from. I know what I'm getting. I've been taking it 2 months, long before the coronavirus came out, maybe 3 months. Long before the virus came out, I had started taking it. I've increased in energy, health. I breathe better. I sleep better. In the mornings, I have an old basketball injury, my ankle. Between the alkaline water, spring water, and the sea moss, I've not had any more pains in my ankle. There are some people out there that have been a pain in my side. I no longer have that pain because I cut them off when I take my sea moss.
Not to slow you down, but somebody mentioned it says, so these are supplements, how do you use these things? We get told what to get, but not how to use it. So the bottles will actually tell you how to use it. Most of these are just once a day
Okay.
capsules. You may find twice a day, but most of the time it's once a day.
So, if they go to the store and buy the garlic, if they go to the store and buy the ginger, how do they use that?
It'll actually say it on the bottle. It'll have a recommended.
No, if they go to the store and buy
they actually.
the fresh, yeah.
Oh,
Because like for
okay.
instance, for the last 20 years I take ginger. Just because I'm a music singer, I take my ginger, I take a couple of roots, stick it in a big pot of water, boil it, and then I put a little honey in it for flavor, and I sip it like tea, and it's real good for
You got all of it, because even natural honey is really good.
Natural honey.
A lot of antibodies in that, so
Okay.
that's good. But just like you said, I mean, people like, even something like turmeric, they mentioned that. That's another
Okay,
good
turmeric.
one. Yeah, because I just don't want to give them so much that
I got
they
you.
get overwhelmed. But I mean, adding garlic to your food, putting some ginger on there. Of course, people cook with turmeric.
Okay.
Also, the ginkgo, a lot of times you should find that in the capsule. You're not just finding it raw. But I would suggest putting it in a smoothie. So at least you may not burn anything off like it got too hot or you cook it or whatever. But that's what I would say. So if you can find it, usually it has a direction on it on how to properly use it. But something like turmeric is great. those different teas like green tea, self-explanatory. That works really well. So that would be my push. And I'm also I can send them to you too, but different recipes to help build up immune system.
Good, man. Yeah, send them. I'll post them.
Shoot those out. I mean, now that everybody's home or people home, have a little fun and make it a thing. You know what I mean? My kids, my wife probably be doing something.
How many kids you have?
Two boys.
Two boys. You gonna shoot for it? It's not too late.
I'm retired, man. In Jersey for all that stuff. Believe in windows. The window for that is closed.
Abraham was shooting blanks and God blessed him.
But he was trying. So I'm foolish.
So these are things that you can do. You all make sure you follow Dr. Albert Chester. There's a wealth of information that he can give you as it relates to the coronavirus, to your health, to your immune system. One of the things that he said earlier is we really don't see our medical doctors. We see the nurse practitioners.
And they're great.
Right, yeah.
They're awesome.
Not to discredit anybody.
Right, and it's like you still have to make an appointment to see them.
Right.
But you can reach out to your pharmacist real quick on the phone or go to the store.
Go to the store and holler at them and they'll give you a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share with us?
No, I think we really touched on everything. I mean, my whole push is that everybody stays safe. They protect themselves and their loved ones by strengthening that immune system. That's what it comes down to. That's all we can say, and just try to push that as much as possible. And now it's time for everybody to become more responsible.
That's right. That's good.
Become more responsible. Because everybody in the country, everybody in the world is counting on you.
That's good, man.
If you have it, if you're feeling sick, contain yourself. You know what I mean? And then in the meantime, protect yourself, protect others.
So information comes with responsibility. You have to be responsible with what you know and what you do. I want to say this to the faith community. Let me say this to the faith community. God works, faith works, prayer works. But faith without works is dead. There are natural things that you have to do hey, what's going on, Dewan?
Hey,
There are natural things that you have to do to help build your body. Now, for those of you that have been asking about the CMOS, soursop, all of that, A Taste of Miami have it. They will have it around 3:30, 4 o'clock today. The order, yeah, it'll be here about 3:30. About 3:30 today, you can come to A Taste of Miami. Yesterday, y'all showed out. About 48 to 50 of you all came and you bought your CMOS. These are things that naturally build your immune system. Do your research on it. They are natural. The natural minerals that your body needs, it's about 123. With what A Taste of Miami is making in terms of the CMOS, soursop, and all the other stuff, dandelion root, it gives you all 123 nutrients that your body naturally makes up. So these are things that you can do. They're not. You can't get a prescription if you get the coronavirus.
And they are testing now.
They are testing. When did the test start this morning?
Yeah, so at the Prime Osborne, I want to say at TIA Bank, they're testing, but you do have to get that authorization from your doctor. You can't just walk up and say, test me. Yeah, you got to get the authorization from your doctor, but they are testing. It's like a drive-by testing, too. So you can just stay in your car. They swab you.
Now this is personal. You may or may not be able to answer this. You may or may not even be able to speak on this. Sometimes I can be a little reckless with what I believe. So, we're quarantining.
Okay.
You can have the virus and it lies dormant and not even know it. But in order to be tested for it, you have to go through your doctor. That's about money. Your government ain't no good. This is about money. The virus is real, but the procedures that they're putting into place help strengthen capitalism. This is what I talked to you all about yesterday. Let me help you and let me help you. Why would I go to the doctor? How can I get my doctor to give me a slip to go get tested?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Do I need to break a leg or a finger?
Yeah, I mean, you would have to probably present with the symptoms at first. But then, like you said, you could be asymptomatic, and they still want you to get tested to find out if you're a carrier or not. So again, it's putting me in a tough situation, and you know, I'm one that believes that everyone should have health care, and it's putting us in a position where you know, almost everybody's being forced
To get health care.
now because you're trying to contain a virus, and I guess just looking back, like you said, the government. So President Obama put money and things in place for pandemic prevention, and guess what?
45 removed.
It was removed. So just think about, we've had viruses before, but they've always been we almost take it as a joke. You know what I mean? When you talk about the Zika virus, when you talk about
The bird flu, swine flu.
Ebola, all that type of
Ebola,
stuff.
yeah.
We had money set aside to understand that first, because you have to first understand it in order to stop it and contain it. So now they're in a tizzy and a rush to figure out what to do, and now it's got people looking almost crazy when they go to the polls.
And I don't want to, get too far in this because I don't deal with the politics.
Right.
Because I would have no restrictions on what I say and what I do. But I do respect you all that do. I really do, because I think God has to call you for that too.
Right.
So I'm not minimizing it or even demonizing it. It's necessary.
Right.
So I respect that. But I do want to say one of the first things that Trump did when he got in office is he said, we don't need that. It's too much money going towards prevention. So he did away with the budget for it, assigned it, believe it or not, he assigned it to world travel. So he took the money, fired everybody from disease control. And now look what's going on. He was the first one to even say, initially, when the virus, we started getting information, he said that it was a hoax by the Democratic Party. And this is why we have to be careful who we put in leadership. I think from a biblical basis, the people that lead our city, the people that sit on city council, Congress, and the highest office really in the world, the office of the president, I do believe that these are God-ordained offices, but I believe you can have a God-ordained office with a demon sitting in the seat. And this is why we have to vote. You got to do the research on who you are voting for. And if you got two snakes running for the same office, let me give you some wisdom. You got two snakes that's going to kill you. You got to find out which one going to kill you quicker and vote for the other one. Because it's so much to the political regime in our country. There's so much that we do not know. There's so much that they hide from us. I encourage you to vote, but I also encourage you to make your vote count. And I hate to say this because it really goes against democracy and what the United States is built on. But if your vote is going towards someone who has a 1% chance of winning, your vote does not count.
That's a tough one. 'Cause I encourage people to vote. I don't tell them how to vote or who to vote unless I got some personal interest in it. We won't talk about that. But yeah, it's important to be informed. And, you stress so many times that people say, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And my comeback is simply this: if it didn't matter, they wouldn't go through so much to try to stop them from voting. If it didn't matter. And when we were voting in record numbers, we were making some changes after doing Reconstruction. And then they had to change that stuff. But right now, you see how important it is because, like you say, that leadership. Oh, it don't matter who the president is. Well, it actually does. Well, it doesn't matter who's this, who that. It actually does in a time like this because everybody's looking to them. Everybody's looking to some real leadership, and you're getting exposed. I'm a football player, and we used to always joke. You look like Tarzan in practice. You look like Jane during the game.
That's good.
You saying all, they talk all this noise about it's a hoax and this and that, but when it's time for you to answer the bell, answer the call, you're gonna be able to answer the call.
Right.
Okay.
So I wanna clear up what I just said. So if we have let's say we have two men running for the same office. Let's say you and I are running for the same office. I have 60% of the vote, you have 50%. And then we have a third person who has 2%. right? Primaries end tomorrow. I believe you can vote for whoever you think the right person is. That's what democracy is.
Right.
That's what democracy is. But what are the chances of the person with 2% of the vote? You got 40. I got 60. You got 60. I have 40. You got 1. What's going to change overnight? The way we judge our future is by judging our history. Historically speaking, if you're down in the polls before the last voting day, if you are down less than 15%, no one's ever won.
No chance. Statistically,
No
mathematically,
chance. So I encourage people, this is why you need to do early voting. This is why you need to jump on this stuff in advance. Don't leave the decision to your government to choose for you. You know, get out, vote. The last thing that I'll say to you all is, you know, be careful. Take this virus seriously. It's nothing to play with. Protect yourself. Get out, get you some sunshine. Stay in your house. Make sure you're cleaning. One of the things Dr. Chester said that a lot of times we're out and about in our clothes. Can you just talk about that again before we go?
Okay, yeah, so just real quick, they're always talking about your hands and your face, to keep your hands out of your face, but our clothes bump up against so much, and you know, so many of the particles. I mean, if someone, you know, they say a sneeze travels up to like 10 feet sometimes, so before it hits, so it may not, you may not feel it, but it may hit your shirt, it may hit your jacket, it may hit your pants, it may hit something. So, you know, during this time, I'm stressing that people, you know, take those clothes off right away. Don't go and sit down on your couch or, you know, rub, you know, fall on your floor or whatever on your bed. Go ahead and take those clothes off, jump in the shower, put those in the washer, dirty clothes, and then put on your clothes that are, you know, that are corona free, that we know for sure.
That's good.
As much as you can. So.
And wash your behind. Take a bath. Soap and water is still the cure. And listen, and if you say, go ahead.
I was gonna say also too, what's interesting, and a friend of mine mentioned that she's a nurse, and you know, with so much washing going, you're actually drying that skin out. So dry skin does what? Crack. So now you open this up. So make sure you wash and then moisturize. You know,
That's good, man.
Full little ritual.
That's good.
So.
That's good. You can put this sea moss on your skin too. What is just for the sake, because I talked about this morning. What are some things? There are some men out there that are suffering from impotency. What are some things they can do to get their man to stand back up?
Oh wow, you just completely cut across the field.
You know, we got some men out there. Your muscle is laying down, and he should be walking.
And you know what's interesting about that? Because I get that question all the time, joking and somewhat serious. So, you know, the older you get, once you get in those 30s, that testosterone starts to naturally decrease. So a lot of times they're doing some, you know, kind of testosterone replacement. You know, I think Frank Thomas got a commercial, something, and I see a lot of people taking more testosterone.
I like that. You see how they eat alcohol and
Right.
everything. Everybody, that's good.
But
Go
you know,
ahead.
the interesting piece is, you know, when you're under stress at a time like this, a lot of cortisol is also being produced.
That's good.
So if you got an imbalance of that, no matter how much testosterone you get, sometimes that can throw that, you know, that can prevent that as well.
It's good, man.
Also controlling that blood pressure, controlling that blood sugar, because we do have some blood pressure pills that will decrease that. So that's why I say, you know, for more reasons than one, you want to make sure you have a healthy diet, because you want to prevent having to take certain medications as long as you can to prevent extracurricular activities that may be slowed down due to the fact that, you know, you're taking that. Another one, again, I like is L-arginine.
Okay.
L-arginine is very, very good for men, because it helps open those blood vessels, allow that blood to flow. So L-arginine, that's also good for heart patients too.
Nice.
I have what you call AFib, atrial fibrillation. So sometimes my heart will go boom, 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 instead of going boom, 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 boom. So I take L-arginine now just to help continue with the blood flow. So natural stuff like that is always good. And again, decreasing that stress as much as you can. I mean, after a while, you know, years and years of drinking, years and years of smoking, that catches up with you. You know what I mean? You're going to pay for it at some point. So, you know, living a cleaner lifestyle is possible, you know, as much as possible. But that L-arginine and working out, just doing the stuff you know that you're supposed to do will help you know, with that decreasing that stress, getting a good night's sleep, you know, all the little things, you know, that make the big picture nice.
That's good. Do you all have any questions for Dr. Chester before we sign off? I know there's a delay, slight delay. I give you about 30, 45 seconds on topic. Don't do what I did and be jumping all over the place. You have
Talking about
any?
Corona, you just went straight over there.
You know, stuff be sitting on my mind. I'm like, you know what, why I got the doctor here? Let me ask you. But do you all have any questions? One of the great points while we're waiting for the questions to come in, just in case there are any, one of the great points that you made too is back up with the bleach, use alcohol, go outside, stuff that is non-toxic.
Yeah, even Lysol, disinfectant.
Lysol.
But I mean, nothing's wrong with bleach like that. But I'm the alcohol guy.
Yeah.
91% alcohol. Yeah, man.
But your wife is on that bleach.
Man.
Hey, we old school. Your wife from the motherland, brother.
Hey, man. You got a capital of bleach you put in all these forks and
Yeah,
spicy
man.
buddy?
Yeah, man. I put bleach in everything. Dishwater. Yeah. You're gonna be clean. I keep a bottle of bleach that I made. Put a little water in it.
Mm-hmm. So at least you dilute. You try to dilute.
Yeah, I do try and dilute it. Yeah.
So you like a chemist almost in the crib. Huh? You just kind of mix it
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Well, one time I got carried away with my mixing and I didn't know it. So I was cleaning up. I was in the restroom and that's all I remember, cleaning up. I had them passed out.
I try to tell her.
So y'all gotta be,
Keep
you
those
do have to be
windows open,
careful.
man.
Keep
those
them
windows-
open. There'll be some circulation of air, ventilation. Natural air, believe it or not, is good, but you want to be careful. Even with that, I'm gonna give you something else that no one's talking about. The ducts in your house that the air flows through. Those things have to be clean.
Filter changed. Yep.
Filters changed because you could be sucking in your neighbors through the ducts. I've done construction in my younger years, so I know how that stuff works. Charmaine Stevens says, "Hey, cuz."
Yeah, hey, Charmaine.
That's your cousin, Charmaine, is?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Boy, your family is pretty large.
Yeah, I mean, we stretched from large, so somebody was getting it down.
So take these things.
I like that. I like what Stephen Johnson just said. The Northside Organic Farmers Market is desperately needed. Now Jacoby People has something over that side.
She does. So
the part that scares me about that is, you familiar with Brownsville and how contaminated that land is?
yeah.
That land really needs to be decontaminated, man. They got to do some things before I feel comfortable to sign off on it. But he is right; it is definitely needed.
So let me just throw this. So there are food deserts. Food desert is when there is no holistic, natural, organic produce in the area. So a food desert, if you look at the north side, for instance, we've got a liquor store on every corner. With the liquor store, there's going to be fast foods. But when you look at places like the Whole Food stores, all those are in Mandarin on the south side.
Yeah, I actually have
Or
a
at the
map.
beach.
I actually pulled up a map and just Googled it. So I mean, it's like if you look at dialysis centers, there are about 20 in Jacksonville. There's about 17 on the north and the west side of Jacksonville. I mean, and
That's
they're
not
spread out.
coincidental.
And then you look at how many funeral homes. It's like, wow. And then, like you say, you look at where a place like a Whole Foods is, or Fresh Market is.
Fresh
it's
Market.
like they're nowhere close. And it's really unfortunate.
It
You know,
is, man.
from the medical standpoint, and that's echoed throughout the entire country. So that's
It
just
is.
not Jacksonville.
It is.
And it's just sad to say the least. So you wonder why. Some people wonder why are we disproportionately affected as black people? Why are black women getting more breast cancer? You know, more likely to get breast cancer or some type of ovarian cancer or something like that. Even fibroids. I mean, all that stuff plays into the mix. And it starts with that diet. It starts with that food.
We reward
Excess.
our kids with poison. These fast food chains are poisonous. you've got to get those kids on a healthy diet. You know, I grew up, I'm grateful for my upbringing. My grandparents had their own garden. They raised their own chicken. My grandfather was also a hunter, so he killed his own meat. So a lot of the diseases and stuff that is put in this food, injected in this food to preserve it, we were not exposed to growing up. So I just want to encourage you all to do your body right, eat right, drink plenty of water. Let me give you this. A tablespoon of sugar shuts down the immune system. You need to stay away from sweets during this time. Limit your access to sweets. Create balance for yourself. Now is not the time for your immune system not to be working. Any final words?
No, I mean, I think we pretty much touched everything. But you said that word preserve and preservatives, and read something again. They were saying, you know, you have to preserve things so they don't die. You have to preserve them if they're dead already. You know, you preserve a dead body until the time to put them in the ground. So why are you putting this in dead food?
That's good, man.
Putting it in dead food.
That's good.
So yeah, man, it's just time for everybody to step up to the plate, be responsible, because it's on us really for us to survive and make it through this. Because this will pass.
It will.
It will pass. But you wanna, you gotta look at it like war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't just run in the house when you go to war, because
That's right.
businesses still have to go on, people still have to make money, life still has to go on, but you have to fortify yourself and be ready to take that stuff head on. And the only way we do that, it starts with that diet.
That's good. So you all, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for your time. We respect your time. I tried to give you a little humor, a little laughter. That's just what I do. But we thank Dr. Chester for caring enough about his community, coming on, talking about these things. Make sure you all adhere to the procedures and policies of our government. If they're telling you to stay in, stay in. Adhere to that stuff. The last thing I give you is that I believe God's going to see us through this. He's in charge. God is not falling off the throne. He's still in control, but there are some things that you need to do to build your body, build your immune system. That responsibility is not on God. It's on you. The sea moss is going to be available here at A Taste of Miami around 3:30 today. If you didn't get an opportunity to get anything or get any yesterday, I stocked up yesterday. I got mine. But make sure you come by here. It'll be ready around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And you all take it easy, be careful, and always remember to think high, speak life. Peace.